Eugene, Oregon is a cool town. That said, any town that has running water is a cool town when you've been sleeping in a tent the past 5 nights. But Eugene is more than just running water, I promise. Eugene has Dan Walling. Thus is the focus of episode 7, the life and works of Daniel Walling.
The Breakside!
Presented by Friction Gloves. Meet Dan Walling.
Hey, I'm Dan Walling. This is my workshop. I'm a designer and craftsman here in Eugene, Oregon.
Dan also plays for Darkstar, the oldest Ultimate team still in existence.
Darkstar has been around since the 1970s. The team was started by Henry Callahan, who most Frisbee players know about.
This is Miles, Dan's friend and former teammate. Right now he's playing the electric violin, which is apparently a thing.
And my dad, Bob Walling,
This is Dan's dad, Bob Walling.
who is the shoemaker here. We share this shop.
In their shared space, Dan's dad makes shoes, while Dan makes a wide variety of things.
I make crochet hooks, kitchenwares of various sorts, salad servers and spoons. I like to keep it interesting, sometimes too interesting. I have a hard time sticking with one thing for too long.
Dan has twin sons, who are proudly wearing his Darkstar jerseys.
This is Leo and Ari.
Unlike many of his friends and peers, Dan decided to follow his father's trade, starting his own business straight out of high school.
I actually started my business straight out of high school.
Okay.
So I definitely took the path less traveled. I decided to go straight into business. I knew what I wanted to do, and it's worked out for me. One of the wood products that I've started making at the request of my twin sons, I have 8-year-old twin boys, are magic wands. A few years back we read the first Harry Potter book and they fell in love, and they asked me if I'd make them wands. And so I whipped up a couple of magic wands, and our friend the owl delivered them to them. Their reaction and the reaction of their friends was so strong that I decided to make a few more and sell them at my local craft market. It's become one of my bigger sellers, actually. And I make them in all sorts of shapes. They're each unique, different lengths, different patterns. Most of them have, or a lot of them have this sort of spiral shape. I think that's a pretty magical form. I tell every customer not to cast curses, because we don't need more curses in this world, right? I make all of my woodenware out of salvage, reclaim hardwood. Yeah. I make carvings out of salvage hardwood. I source most of it through other craftspeople who have done larger projects, and I pick through their burn piles. And because I do small work, I'm able to use what would be firewood for most folks. This piece here is cherry wood, which was grown right here in Eugene. I get a lot of exotic woods as well. This is teak, which I believe at the hardwood stores they're selling for about $40 a board foot, which is, just ridiculously expensive. It's not only, great for the environment, it's the eco choice, but it also reduces my costs a great deal. I have to put in a bit more work because I have to sort through, I have to find my sources, I have to pull nails and screws sometimes, but in the long run it's well worth it. I'm always happy to put in a little bit more effort to reduce my cost and reduce the environmental impact of my products. A couple of my hats, you can see. And these are all hand stitched top to bottom.
Wags and Shazi decide to give a pair of discs to the twins.
Ooh, it was close.
The 2 discs were generously donated from Brian Franson and Arton Carroll.
Ready, set, go. Hey!
I think one of you's got to go high and one's got to go low.
Okay, I'll
That way
go
not.
high, you go low.
They had a lot of fun with them.
You also got to pay attention to where your throw's going before you start thinking about catching.
Go, go.
Nice.
Yeah! Next up on the break side, Portland, Oregon. In the meantime, check out our first female disc donation, which was actually the second time we gave a disc away to a female, but who's really keeping track?